So most recently, Duke Nukem collections have just came out on the Evercade, with two different collections of Duke Nukem 1 and 2 Remaster along with the Duke Nukem 3D Total Meltdown, and the second collection having Time to Kill, Land of the Babes, and the Game Boy Advance title Duke Nukem Advance, which I'll actually talk about the first collection in this video, which I think most people want to be here just for that one. So I want to just get to some of the details in terms of Duke Nukem 1 and 2 Remastered collection, or just in terms of just remaster, but it also has another game in there. Like I mentioned, the PS1 version of Duke Nukem 3D was an exclusive episode that's never been released in any other platform. So if you guys already play like enough Duke Nukem 3D and want just one more little exploration, then this one's for you. So let's get started. So for those who don't know, Duke Nukem 1 and 2 are essentially MS-DOS games that came out on computers back in the day. So in 2016, there was a project that was beginning a remaster version with developer Nikolai Guitar. I can't really pronounce the rest of his name, but I'll probably just refer to him as Guitar for the rest of this video. So essentially, he used the Rigo engine to make this game. In 2021, a popular YouTuber, LGR, made a video talking about this project, which brought in a much wider audience. So in terms of this remaster version, they got several improvements. It graphically improved the colors, a widescreen support, background expansions, and you can also choose to play a game in its original DOS format. Oh yeah, and you can also play the remaster format in 60 frames per second. Essentially, for the developer himself, he stated that despite how much he loves the original games, how many times I've replayed DOS versions, I can't go back to the choppy frame rate anymore. The widescreen mode is another big one. The originals were not confined by 4:3 aspect ratio, but also had limited screen updates as to even smaller portion of a visible gameplay space. Really opens up the games and gives them more breathing room. It also makes it easier to spot enemies earlier, whereabouts the original often had to appear game quite abruptly, one of the main criticisms that people have for Duke 2 in particular. So in terms of development, Blaze Entertainment also asked to collaborate with the guy to help bring the game to life. By the way, if you want to play these remasters, the Evercade is the only way to play it as of right now. Look, I would tell you guys to play them on Steam, but you can't because, well, the original games, well, they're no longer on store shelves. Why? Gearbox happened. But you know what? This is licensed by Gearbox, so they did give Evercade and Blaze Entertainment the permission to let this happen. So let's talk about Duke Nukem 1 and 2 Remastered real quick. In terms of the first game, there's plenty of levels for you guys to play. It's like what? 30 levels long or something? Well, it's all in 3 episodes, and it's a 2D platform shooter game. And essentially, you're shooting these robots, you're collecting these floppy disks, beer cans to fill up your health, and turkey. But if you shoot the turkey, you expand the turkey, and you double your health. But if you shoot the beer can, sure you may get plenty of points, but you're not gonna get, it's not gonna like have you gain health or anything. Plus, if you make a mistake, the beer can's gonna fly up in the air. So there's like keys you have to collect too in order to progress through these levels. So that's all you need to look for. There's also upgrades, like as to how many times you can shoot your gun. You can find these gadgets where you can do monkey bars and these things or whatever. I think it's magnetic or whatever. I don't even know. I'm new to the whole thing, so don't blame me for this. There's also the ability to jump higher too, but there should be plenty enough for you guys to play. Oh, if you guys like speedrun mode for 1 and 2, you can actually do that by enabling it in the settings. So in terms of the first game, I don't think there's not that much to offer, but in terms of the remaster version, they actually added in some music. Now it has been said that the music itself has been remixed from Duke Nukem 3D, and also some brand new scores added into the game as well. So that should give you guys something to listen to. So the story goes this in the first game. Near the future, Dr. Proton, a brilliant nuclear psychic, goes berserk after a radiation accident and plans to wreak havoc to the world. In his secret underground fortress, Dr. Proton builds an army of high-technology robots, the Tech Box, to help him complete his plan. But soon after this, he threatens to conquer Earth, and he takes control of the large America city. So you play as Duke Nukem, obviously, and you have to save the world. The CIA has hired him to drop Proton's captured city and stop the Madman once and for all. So yeah, there's like plenty of enemies for you guys to shoot. There's these giant mech robots, bunnies, tiny robots, flaming things, little tanks, little drones. But this game is more like score based, but it really doesn't matter. Also, there's these reactors you have to shoot as well so you can get past through it. But yeah, there's these flags, footballs, joysticks, and looks like radios. Yeah, it says radios on the thing, so there's plenty of things here. Oh yeah, there's this special Tom thing, like, you know, the ones you collect for you gain a whole bunch of lives. Well, it's there too. It's just in secret. There are plenty of crates which can be filled with either treasures, upgrades, or traps, or anything else that is just there. There's also these letter Duke. If you get the letter Duke, well, it's in separate letters or whatever, you gain a whole bunch of points after completing level 2. So there's plenty to do. But in terms, this is how the series gave birth to Duke Nukem. But Duke Nukem 3D was the best selling point, where everyone recognizes him from Duke Nukem 3D. As Duke Nukem 1 is essentially one of those games that just gave birth to the series, but that's how he was born. Now, in terms of Duke Nukem 2, they have some new weapons, or more like weapon upgrades. You can shoot missiles. You could just repeatedly shoot with like one button, like you just hold it down or whatever, and you could also look up and down now, or well, you don't look down, but you look down during when you grapple on something, but you also use down button to like duck. So that's a nice improvement, though it is a lot harder than the first game, you can say, but it's all there. So in terms of story, they got a radar. They got radar now, so you can find enemies a lot easier, I guess you can say. But playing both things sideways, look, the music's the same thing as how they added into the first one, but that was kind of it. So here's the thing. Duke Nukem got captured by the evil aliens, so Duke Nukem busts his way out, and you just gotta go kick some alien butt. So it's actually part of it. Now, it does play mostly similar to like the first game. There's a bunch of blocks. There's like a lot of crates you can like look and see if there's anything in there. There's beer cans you can collect for health. There's crystal balls you can collect, and there's plenty of stuff like cherokee, which I already mentioned you can fill for health. So again, shooting it can actually gain you like a better thing, you could say. But there's plenty of collectibles you can find in there. Some keys again like before, and plenty more stuff. So Duke Nukem 2 essentially plays mostly the same as like the first one, but has more levels, better graphics, and a lot harder. But this one has a difficulty selection, so you get to do whatever you want. So Duke Nukem 3D now, everyone knows Duke Nukem 3D. So no, it's not like anyone's not a stranger to it. I mean, everyone knows this. It's actually the third game in the series. It's a first-person shooter, which originally came out on DOS and then other platforms like the PS1, which is exactly this version we'll be talking about. But also got its release in Nintendo 64 from Eurocom, and plenty of other systems out there like the PS3, PS Vita, and then an anniversary edition on Steam, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and then later on Nintendo Switch, featuring new episode. Played different versions of Duke Nukem 3D. I've played the Megaton edition. I've played the Nintendo 64 version, the anniversary edition, and now I finally get to play Total Meltdown, which is something I've been trying to find and look for because, look, Yes, it's the same game. But listen, this has a new episode like I mentioned before, which has never been released in any other system, as I done plenty of research on, found nothing. So I kind of just found that this be just the first part of the thing. So of course, Duke Nukem's gotta stop some aliens and whatever. You have plenty of weapons. You got like the pistol, shotgun, machine gun, whatever. It's all there. Even rocket launchers, pipe bombs, whatever. It's all there for you guys. You gotta find some key cards to pass through too and all that stuff. Now, in terms of Duke Nukem 3D on the PS1, it's got remixed music from the original version. The frame rate can dip at times, but it's not as bad. I played the 64 version. Frame rate still dips as well, also not as bad. But I feel like the 64 version is great in terms of multiplayer because it has co-op in there, which I know that Duke Nukem 3D on PS1 has multiplayer. I just don't know what it is. It's probably gonna be just like deathmatch or something. I don't know. I'm not a console port expert in terms of some of these things, but everything is there. Everything you love about Duke Nukem 3D is there for you guys. But like I once said before, if you guys just want to play that new episode that you've never played before, this is the definitive way to get it. Unless you want to get it on PC, as there's like a conversion version, but that's up to you guys. If you don't have a high-end PC or just a regular PC to play or anything else that can run smoothly, then I don't know, the PS1 or just on the Evercade is like the way you guys should definitely play it then. If you're gonna play the newly exclusive episode that's never been released on any other platform. So in the next one I'll be talking about the Evercade Collection 2 for Duke Nukem, which will also feature 3 other games for the Duke Nukem series, which I will get to in the next part whenever I get the chance to do some free time or whatever. So I hope you guys will like this Collection 1, and I hope you guys have a good time if you guys are new to the whole Duke Nukem series.